You're still watching Ways. Now, in 2022, the United Nations Mine Action Service marks the day under the theme Safeguard, Safe Steps, Safe Home. The focus of the observance is on the impressive achievements of the global mine action community, starting with the work of the international campaign to ban mines, founded in 1992 and awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1997, as well as on the achievements of UN member states in the period since the Mine Ban Convention came into force in 1999, and on highlighting the work that remains to be completed. Safe Ground is the name, the global campaign turning minefields into playing fields, which was launched by the Secretary General of the United Nations in 2019, and the concept of clearing the earth of mines and other explosive hazards to make it safe for development. All right, so this is quite interesting.
Absolutely. I have a story on what's her name, late Princess Diana. She actually was quite passionate about this. It was part of her passion. She actually traveled a lot to ensure that we had safe grounds for individuals to walk
especially farmers.
Yes,
people that work in the rural communities.
And we have her son, what's his name, the second one?
Harry.
Harry, thank you. Harry has actually taken that on as well to, walk through the same path as the mother currently.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's something that we should actually take into consideration, because a lot of people do not know they are actually walking on a surface that has been, bombed or has been
planted,
has been bombed with landmines. So you have to be very
But they
careful.
have them in war-torn countries.
Not only
different areas.
Not only war-torn countries. In some cases, even where you have cartels, you have individuals who are
drug lords,
yes, who are drug lords. Yes, they also have things like that to actually protect themselves. Yeah,
in Africa.
Not only in Africa. No, I'm not talking about Africa. I'm talking about
around the world.
Around the world.
All right, enough of that. Let's move on. So who are we starting with? Let me start with you, Manny. What's your story?
Okay, I actually have two stories, so I'm going to tie them together because they talk about Nigeria's economy. So the first one, Punch newspaper says, experts predict further depreciation of Naira. So economic experts and financial analysts have predicted a further depreciation of the Naira, while also forecasting that the country's gross domestic product will grow by almost 3% in 2022. So according to the regional head of equity research, West African, Standard Bank Group, Muyiwa Oni, who was one of the speakers at the webinar, the financial institution forecast that the Naira's value will drop as the year progresses. So he said, we predict that the currency on the official market will be around 440 Naira per dollar from around 416 or 417 that it is presently. So our view is that as long as we don't see formal reforms in the foreign exchange market, the shortage will continue to persist. So, yeah, I'm going to go straight into the next one that says, Punch newspaper as well, 2 million people will start receiving 20 billion Naira monthly from June. This is by the federal government. So the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Farouk, says that 2 million people will start receiving about 20 billion from June this year as basic cash transfers and conditional cash transfers under the National Cash Transfer Program. So it was gathered that the federal government will pay the 2 million people 5,000 Naira each under the basic cash transfer and an additional 5,000 under the conditional cash transfer. So this implies that government will be spending about 20 billion on the beneficiaries. So for me, the Naira, we're reporting that there's going to be further depreciation of the Naira, and then we're talking about the government giving out 20 billion on a monthly basis, to people. For me, I just feel like, why give them 5,000 Naira each? Why don't we just create different things for them? We can, build things like technical college, build different infrastructural equipment so that these people can learn something. Because you give a man a fish, he's going to come back tomorrow to beg for another fish. So why don't you just teach this person how to fish? So create the environment where they can learn different kinds of trades, different kinds of skills, you know, and then you will take them off the street, and you don't have to worry about giving them 5,000 naira. You know, so when I see these things, it actually even breaks my heart. So I was watching something, I can't remember where it was, and I saw an empowerment program, and it's still the same crappy things. You see, they will line up sewing machine, line up grinding machine, line up, like, how do these people, you know, how do these people actually perceive us as Nigerians? Do they feel like we do not have the capacity to do great things, right? Why do we keep on saying empowerment are things that, because giving me 5,000, really, what can 5,000 naira do
in this day and age?
You get? So if we're thinking solutions, and we're thinking, okay, I want to build, like, for instance, a massive factory where you can come and work on a daily basis, you know, maybe making something, and you're earning money on a daily basis. It's much more than a 5,000. So take, for instance, a friend of mine said she went to New York Fashion School. I always bring up that as an example. Yeah. So she said that in New York Fashion School, there is a massive factory where they make clothes productions, where if you go, it is only button that is your specialty. Yeah. You are coming, so they are bringing the clothes, you're only sewing the button. That's all you're doing. And you are paid per hour. Somebody else is fixing the zip. Somebody else. We have the market. Like, we are over 200 million people. Yeah. Why are we not thinking solutions in the direction where, for instance, you build a big, Nigeria is big on fashion. Build a big fashion factory where I come say, okay, it's jeans production that they are making, just jeans. And somebody is in charge of sewing the jeans together. Somebody is in charge of putting the buttons. Somebody is in charge of zipping it up. Hacking. Then at the end of the day, you are paid per hour. It will be much more than just giving 5,000 naira. Like, it does not make sense. You know,
there is what's it called, gratitude, or what, reward in labor. The moment you introduce something like this, that means very good human beings. These are the things that actually promotes the entitlement mentality. Because in Nigeria, to them, we want to eat part of the cake, part of it, and this is our entitlement. We're getting it now. The key, where I'm looking at it from the perspective, that we have to grow individuals who are supposed to be functional individuals in the society. If you are telling me that you're going to give them money, and at the end of the day that is supposed to add to the bottom line for them, they will come back for what? For more. And that means that you've not helped them in any way. So many people have said that the government is actually doing this to line their own pockets. That is, you know, but I think there are better ways.
And they don't actually. So when people accuse them, they actually have not given us any other reason to. Because look at now, for instance, I had a very ridiculous stuff this morning. The budget for education was about 100 and something billion, right? The budget that the federal government claimed that they used to feed children in school was over 200 and something. Yes, like, twice that money. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Always.
What is ASU asking for? Always. You understand? This is what ASU is asking for. This is what you are collecting. Like, it does not make any sense.
Crazy.
You know, let's move on to your story quickly.
Like,
we don't have time.
Like I say, you know, these people, they know what they're doing, bottom line. Anyway, because of the topic we're talking about today, which is about women in politics, the story actually resonated with me, and I took the headline, which says 2023, take advantage of our gender-friendly policies. PDP tells women. So the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has advised eligible party women to take advantage of the women-friendly policies, which I tried to dig out online to see if I could get some of the policies that, you know, they had. I couldn't actually get some of them, but however, said that they should come online and, you know, come on board and run for various elective positions in 2023. And the party gave the advice in a statement by its national women leader, who is Professor Stella Efa Ato in Abuja. And it's crucial that we understand that we have individuals who are interested in being in politics, and they are interested in politics, but they do not even know how to go about it. And we have women who are who feel that it's actually the terrain for men, which is why I'm also excited about this topic we're having today. And of course, who else but our wonderful, honorable Milola to come and talk to us about
All right,
it.
so my story is quite interesting because, drum roll, from tonight, they say that if you have not linked your NIN to your SIM cards, from tonight, the federal government has ordered all telecoms to ban you from at least making calls.
From tonight,
for now, you'll be able to receive calls, but you will not be able to make calls. So all those subscribers that are yet to link their NIN to their phone number, effective from tonight, April 4th, right, at 12 midnight, you cannot longer make calls. And this, the Minister for Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, announced this in a statement, you know, as part of the move for implementation of the NIN SIM link policy of the government. The statement was jointly signed by the Director of Public Affairs, Nigerian Communications Commission, Ikechukwu Adinde, and the Head Corporate Communication National Identity Management Commission, Kayode Adegoke. So the federal government has mandated all telecoms subscribers to link their SIMs with NIN since December 2020 as part of the regime's policy for security and social policy, right? But Nigerians have faulted and the effectiveness of this linkage, you know, and the effectiveness of this, of course, people are linking it to things like the kidnapping of Abuja, Kaduna train passengers and other victims that are falling, you know, asking for ransoms and all of that. They use phone calls to do all of these things. So it is important that you understand the security risk, not linking your SIM card to an identification. Anybody can just pick up a SIM and call and nobody can trace it. So that will no longer happen from tonight.
I like that. I just wait for the day they would implement what they say.
We are waiting.
No, I think this one is becoming an issue that is out of hand. You know, they said over 125 million SIM cards have had the NIN submitted for linkage, verification, and authentication, while the NIMC has issued over 78 million NIN till date. So, I mean, it's...
I think they're going to postpone this.
You think so?
I'm waiting for them to announce.
All right, so on that note, we'll take a break from the conversation. When we return from the break, we'll be speaking to our Honorable on the impact, right? How women, young women especially, are coping in politics. Stay with us.